Okay, let's try that again, because that was somewhat effective. I could spread the fire around, theoretically, with this shotgun. Like, burn people who haven't been burned. It's any affliction. Any affliction, you can spread it around. Ooh, nice. The Second Anomaly Storm. A History of Madness by R.T. Elliott. Virtual Archive, December 21st, 59. Uh, December 2159. I don't know what I'm even reading anymore. December 21st, 59. A second storm descended on the overcrowded first city soon after. Thousands died overnight. Formose and Psalms, the hastily built shantytowns outside the walls, this was their first encounter with an anomaly storm. As the population recovered from the initial shock, fear gave way to anger. People fought over food. Looting became standard practice, while gangs ruled the outer districts. Riots rocked the city, starting in the slums and inching their way into the main hubs. As riots expanded throughout the colony, certain underground groups looked to take advantage. With most of the ECA's forces occupied trying to quell the riots, organized crime seized a chance to raid warehouses for food, medicines, materials, and armaments. It's estimated around 20% of the ECA's total supply was stolen, together with other valuables and non-replicatable artifacts. Much of the stolen goods later found their way onto the black market, sold at exorbitant prices. With DCA shifting all resources to erecting emergency shelters and building Rift Town, concerns were raised about the knock-on effect this would have on the construction of housing for the tens of thousands outside the city walls that are still without a roof over their heads. The DCA has reassured the relevant parties they're doing everything in their power to compound the chaos. Once timid creatures that lived in the valley now seemed to be transformed by the storms as well, and started attacking humans on sight, growing bolder and drawing closer to the city every day. The ECA had neither the numbers nor the supplies to deal with the constant attacks or the swelling uprisings of discontent among the colonists. The ECA's council voted to close the first city's gates, exiling those in the slums to their fates. The few ECA patrols tried to keep peace outside the walls, and provide what rations they could spare to the so-called exiles. But the uprisings against them were so brutal and violent that the ECA stopped sending any troops or rations out at all. That was the beginning of the end. Let me check me fumbling that date. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm just immensely paranoid. Nice vehicle. It's impressive that wood hasn't burned. It's actually pretty insane. I wonder if I reload through the other gun's effect, would it spread the walls? Nope. What? Don't lead enemies to your allies. What are you talking about? It's just dodge rolling back. Fussy, fussy, fussy. See? Less invisible walls will be nice. Dealing with these two will be annoying. It's only a matter of time, though. Come on, file out, please. Do it! Damn it, I played too aggressive. I should have just rolled back and got out of dodge. The maze of trenches that scar the length of the valley calls for tacticians that will call down artillery barrages where they can cause the most damage. The spotter takes on the role as a long-distance support fighter equipped with a marksman rifle and signal radio, trained to identify coordinates and order artillery strikes. When calling down a strike, the spotter prioritizes targets that are grouped up or hiding behind cover. Ability to call down artillery makes them a high priority target, which is why they prefer to maintain a good distance from opponents, with them to fall back at the first sign of trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Let's fuck. Oh. Didn't think you'd scamper up that. Do it. Yeah, fuck off. Oh, it's two the same, okay. Christ, it just disintegrated off him. Boom. Very nice. Yeah, you do that door. You do that wall.
Hey, Zahidi. There's nothing up here but monsters and insurgents, right?
Nope.
Why even bother fighting over these rocks?
Oh,
Because
base.
of that tower.
Oh.
You understand why we built it, right? It was our last hope, our Hail Mary to find that signal. But it never worked. There was always too much anomaly interference, and without the frequency, it was impossible to track down. The insurgents eventually captured the tower, slaughtered everyone, not even knowing what it was for. This mountain could have been what finally brought us together. Instead, it led to more disappointment.
And after all that, you're still trying. Why?
Because we have to.
They really have no other choice, do they? Just randomly get stuck on terrain here.
But you're...
1, 2, 3. Professor Ezra Zahidi, May 2159. Microbiology teams discovered worrying news after close examination of environmental samples. Though bacteria and other microbiological lives appeared similar to those found on Earth, smaller agents like microbes and viruses were more prevalent in soil, water, and air. Even more concerning was the resemblance of prions, which are known to be linked to neurodegenerative diseases. A series of tests conducted to determine their influence on human health was inconclusive, but what was certain was discovery that 7.38% of colonists had been found with traces of the prion-like agents in their blood. If you don't know what prions are, they're misfolded proteins, if memory serves. Critical did a video explaining it 8 years back, and as far as I know, it is accurate. Basically, one way of getting prion disorder is, I think, like eating brain if it's tainted. No way of knowing it's tainted till you eat it. But what happens is misfolded proteins taint other proteins, make them misfolded, and then your body cleans these out, but it doesn't replace the proteins. So now you have holes in your brain. It's not good. Though no definitive symptoms could be observed, some patients appeared to develop neurological conditions that caused suffering. 12 deaths were also recorded among patients that suffered from underlying health conditions. Further study was called for. Concentrations of agents in Colin's blood was found to have slowly increased over time. A high enough concentration suggested that neural damage was possible. Scientists involved advised the population against drinking the drinking of unfiltered water and the consumption of unwashed and uncooked food. Advice on the use of anti-dust masks that could filter the air was withheld by the ECA, as believed to lead to widespread panic. Though supply masks meant that only a fraction could wear them. The ECA hadn't considered masks would be required on such a large scale, seeing as initial air quality surveys hadn't raised any red flags. Thousands of additional masks were scheduled to be manufactured, but they had squeezed into an already tight production schedule and relegated to medium priority. Oh, gee. Explaining a lot of what's happening here. Let's add a little bit of lead to everyone's food and water. Fun fact, wet lead pipes are a common occurrence here in Ireland, so much so that there's a governmental grant to get non-lead pipes. There's a reason why me and Mom just drink bottled water. Well, I suppose I'm having a lot of coffee, which is used to tap water, but yeah. Maybe we should use bottled water for that too, but that would be insane, price-wise. Yeah, lead pipes are a common occurrence in Ireland to the point of having a fund to get rid of them. Yeah. We would avail of it, but it would necessitate them digging up our driveway. And it's the government we're talking about. They probably won't do a good job fixing it. They'll probably leave it trash and tell us that's our job. So we'll just have to keep doing what we're doing till we're rich enough to have the driveway rebuilt. Thought it was just going to be a solid block of clear ice initially. Core 2 paths. Thought I heard an Arnie doppelganger shouting in the background. An Arnie impersonator, I should say. Well, come on then. Do it. What's with the heart symbol? Wish I had grenades. I hate the amount of shooters out here with the inability for me to throw grenades. Seems like there's a path over there. So they want to filter me around this way.
Looks like some old report.
A History of Madness, Official Archive, June 2159. Expeditions commissioned by the EAC to find safe passage out of the valley discovered no such way exists. Forest fungus killed anyone who stepped foot inside within hours. The mountains that surrounded the valley were impassable, both for their terrain and the creatures that resided there. Despite the ECA's ban on citizens trying to leave the valley, many attempted the journey. Quickly learned that, on at least this matter, the ECA was not lying. But things in the valley only grew more ominous as the weeks went on. Strange roars that appeared on the horizon crept closer and closer. Electronics suffered damage frequently identified as a result of electromagnetic pulses in the atmosphere. Suddenly all the digital communication went down, including contact with the SM-4s. Dozens of drop pods containing equipment and resources that were still attached to the 4s and that we were depending on could not be called down. At that moment we became locked in the valley, oblivious to the horror that was yet to come. Do it. Do it. Kinda made a hames it out. Trying again. I know, I keep overstating my durability. I don't know why. Mine's headset, I guess. Mindset. Do it. My allies aren't here yet. What's the issue? Do it. Don't know what I was to observe. They're really going balls deep, aren't they? Alright. Hold the line here, push them back. Get too close, they'll bring up friends. Whoop. Whoa, you're moving at normal speed. Ooh, it's resisting the slow. If I could pull back, this will be fine. I can't even run down this slope, because apparently if they get down this slope, they're teleported over. It's fucking moronic. I do not like that. I do not like that. It's actually quite shit design. If my allies were with me, I could understand that. But they aren't. Whew. Oh, Jesus. Damn it. What was the notification on my phone? Someone was sharing a GIF of an ending to an episode of Kamen Rider online. A guy like suddenly he's standing, suddenly falls over, and the other guy panics and rushes over to help him up, and as he has the guy one of his arm the guy who fell has one of his arms under over the other guy's back, and he's being helped up. He with the other hand that's free shoots the friend that helped him up, and the guy flies backwards, and it just fades to the exit dance. It's a Kamen Rider Blade. I think it was episode 4 or 6. It was very strange. I haven't watched it yet. I'm looking at Kuga. Do it. Okay, with a name like Borrowed Time, I was thinking, I imagined something very different. not really the best place to try that out. Doink. Do it. Oh, that was random. What was that last thing I said?